All right, everybody, what is up? We are back with top 4 of Jamfest number 6. This one is actually going to be Sudrakon versus Please Don't Hack Me, of which Sudrakon actually ended up taking this tournament home to win the grand prize. I'm also here with my co-caster, Boulevard, and dude, this tournament was amazing. It was also amazing casting beside you, my man.
You as well. And if you guys like this tournament content, want to check out more, you can head over to my YouTube channel, TCG Boulevard. I do a lot of tournament content, analytics stuff that you love to see out of your casters. And yeah, I had an absolutely great time casting this one especially. I think the top 8 was great overall and an absolutely phenomenal event.
Yeah, and happy to see Sudrakon take it home too. I personally have casted him a lot, so it was pretty good to see him get a win in there. So with all that said, let's get into this sweet top 4 gameplay. It will not match exactly the nostalgia and the feeling that you get from opening a plastic and that smell of the cellophane, like opening as you open it. It just doesn't. It's like that new car smell, right? Like you can't duplicate the new car smell. And on top of that, shuffling and having them in card sleeves and just there's something about it, you know?
I can't tell you how often I sit here and I'm playing a game and I just like pick up a deck of cards so that I can shuffle some hands together while I'm playing.
or were you that guy that you're playing the game and you have your hand up and you're just going like this the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah. So was I. So instead in this game or actually let me know if you do this, and anybody in chat, let me know if you guys do this as well. So instead of going like this, because I don't have physical cards, I take my mouse and I hover it over my hand to pull it up. And then put it back down. And then I drag it over the hand again to pull it up and pull it back down. Does anybody else do that? Do you do that?
I've seen a lot of people, I've seen a lot of players, and I don't recommend this for competitive purposes, but they'll just like fire off and take back every spell in their hand to like rearrange their hand.
Yeah. And let's say, why aren't you recommending that?
Because it tells your opponent exactly how many spells are in your hand.
Not only that, then there's the oopsie of dragging a burst spell and then poof, that's gone. Bye-bye burst spells.
All right, it looks like these players are getting into game, though.
Oh, yeah. You were on it before I, good sir. So let's pull up the 2 hands that we got going on here. And looks like we are good to go, folks. All right, so we have the dreaded 3 Fury of the North kinda mono Bilgewater deck versus the one and only Deep Sea Monsters, which we will see if Please Don't Hack Me can yet again get a turn 7 Nautilus leveled up.
I think I would at this point almost be willing to call this like turbo Deep Sea Monsters.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
And it's weird because there's not anything like on paper. That's not what this looks like. Like there's no extra cool like toss stuff that he's playing that other people aren't. I'm not exactly sure what it is, honestly. I think it's just his willingness to play Maokai on 4 unprotected and just let that rock, and it's been working out for him pretty consistently.
Yeah, honestly, and I really think last game was kind of where it clicked for me. I think that's what he's really looking for early on. So if we see another turn 4 Maokai come out, I think that's going to be a pretty big sign that he's going to be in a good position for the rest of the game. We have the 2/2 jagged. That's a lot of twos. the 2/2 jagged butchers. Very unfortunately not having the 3 attack, and I think. That's just Sudrakon recognizing the aggressiveness of Please Don't Hack Me's deck, so he has to go a little bit faster than usual here.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I definitely feel you on the 2/2/2s. Every time I go for alliteration, if I do it consciously, I know I'm going to screw it up. But when it just happens organically, it just flows off the tongue. But when you try to backpedal on it, it's like, what am I saying again?
Yeah, wait, is 2 even a word? Like, what's going on right now? It's like you ever say a word so many times it doesn't sound like a word anymore.
Yeah. But speaking of 2, we see a full 3 copies of the scout, the vulnerable scout whose name escapes me, and Sudrakon Sandwich.
Razor Scale Hunter.
Razor Scale Hunter, thank you.
Got it.
I don't think that's good for him.
No, I'm going to go on a limb and say that's not great. I mean, he'll be able to curve out next turn with it. he's really gonna hope to draw something else here. I mean, I'm trying to think, what is Sudrakon looking for right now that's really gonna get him into a much better situation here?
Make it rain hitting Jaw Hunters.
Yeah. All right, we have seen how this has gone throughout the rest of the tournament. I'm almost positive it doesn't hit it.
Oh my god! This is what I'm talking about. Please don't hack me's a little bit ahead of Sudrakon.
Oh my
so I just might have spoiled how this Make It Rain goes for you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a little bit delayed, but like, all right. I'm just I'm convinced that when you play a Make It Rain and it's a significant, like, even if it's only one extra, if there's 4 things to target, but it's significant and will change the game, it will miss the one that you want it to hit. Like, it's just gonna happen.
That's kind of why I really take issue with Make It Rain, because like it's 100% correct to fire it off in that situation, and he just got hard punished for it.
Yeah, and listen, we were just talking about Hearthstone. I don't know how I feel about that happening that often. It's not good.
I did switch around though so that Sudrakon's on my main monitor so that I am caught up with the stream and don't have any more oopsie moments of spoiling how these Make It Rains play out for you guys.
Well, I'm sure the hand looks a little funky too because the hand is like semi-delayed. So we do get the Razor Scale Hunter. That's a card too that I gotta say, when it first came out, not only did I not think too highly of it, but most people in general didn't seem to really care for the card. And now it's seeing a ton of play.
Is it seeing a ton of play? Because these mono Bilgewater decks are like something that I just haven't seen before, and I'm not sure how great they are. There's a lot of, like, I feel so weird about tournament stats lately where, like, I'll see a deck top a couple of times, and I'm like, no, this isn't good, right?
All right. Let's not, all right, maybe not a ton of play, but in comparison to how much it was played previously, a ton of play.
That's fair. Yeah. And I don't know where these mono Bilgewater decks came from. I think this is the second or third one that we've seen, and I believe all of them are playing MF and Razor Scale Hunter. So you are right on that one. Like, we're seeing it suddenly pop up here. Which just kind of speaks to the diversity of, like, the Runeterra meta. Like, we consistently see new decks popping up every single week in Top Cut of tournaments.
Oh, that's by far my favorite part about this game. Like, it's, I think, I forget who I heard say it earlier, but it's like, you can play, like, a tier 2.5 or a tier 3 deck in this game and still be competitive with it, because it's not like tier 3 isn't so ridiculously bad compared to tier 1 that it's just like doesn't even have a chance to win. It can still compete.
Okay, so there's 18 cards in Please Don't Hack Me's deck, which means if he top decks Nautilus and then plays it, he will have a 100% rate of deep Nautilus on 7, because the Maokai will also toss 2 cards.
Oh my god. Oh, it's funny. All right, I saw a sapling toss. I was messing around with a sapling toss deck the other day, and I was like, wait a second. Has he been playing this the whole time? Do we have to forfeit this game because he changed a card in his deck again?
That was the Coral Creatures, I believe.
Yeah.
I actually really think I like this Devourer onto the Maokai.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go ahead and vulnerable it for the, I think he's probably thinking, okay, there's no way I prevent deep from going off like on this turn. He probably has some way to trigger it, so I'll just wait until next turn when I can kill it then.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind setting up more scouts, and I think that he might even go for the third Razor Scale on the following turn. Something that Winding God did last week that I noticed was that he never opened attack against sea monsters. He would consistently play out all of his units and expend all of his mana before going to combat against this deck.
Wow. And, all right, wait, hold on. All right, he is playing, this is the version. So I think the last tournament I casted with Sudrakon too, or not with Sudrakon, but of Sudrakon playing, he was playing this same deck a little bit differently, but he also had the 3 Shell Shockers. And it just still blows my mind that is like a card that is in this deck that is doing well. It was one of the cards that I pretty much wrote off and still kind of write off. And I don't understand for the life of me why it's so good in this deck. I guess maybe just the early game aggression or its trading capabilities.
Yeah, I think he's really all in on this kind of Pilfer package, and it is one of the best 1-drops that you could play if it's left uncontested to just turn on the Pilfer, since it does give you the spell mana. but it doesn't feel super impactful. Like, it doesn't set you up for anything special, like a Black Merchant and a Pilfered Goods on turn 2.
Well, here's what I could think, right? A lot of the meta right now, even like the deck that we're looking at right here, like Black Market Merchant, 2 health, right? There's a lot of 2 health things right now. The Jagged Butcher's 2 health if you don't trigger the Plunder. You have Cythria that's 2 health. I think it just trades well into a lot of 1 and 2 drops right now that possibly increases the value of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold. I think it's a phase. I think it's a phase right now.
It's also possible that he was just looking for more 1-drops, but because he is only on 3 Fury of the North as the Freljord cards, I could see these Shell Shockers being replaced with something like an Omen Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, 100%. Omen Hawk seems like it has way better value long term than the Shell Shocker does.
Yeah, and while I do feel like Sudrakon's currently in a good position, Please Don't Hack Me's sitting at 15 health and is now deep.
And I will say, unfortunately, we did not have a top deck Nautilus. So much to the dismay of viewers, we do not have a 100% Nautilus leveled up deep on turn 7.
Yeah, so can I get some Fs in the chats, everybody? And by that I mean /FF. Scoop this one up, Don't Hack Me. You missed the Nautilus.
Wind Mage. What's the match score right now? Anybody want to tell them in chat? I think we know, though. I think it's still 0-0. It's the first game, right?
No, this is 1-1, isn't it?
1-1?
No, sorry, I'm blending my last match together. Yeah, this is the first game.
This is the first. Jesus, I was like, wow, I'm not even paying attention.
The problem is the Bilgewater symbol looks so much like Noxus that I thought we were still on the Ash Sejuani deck. Yeah. Just like quickly looking at Sudrakon's name, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, first game. We're just now getting into this. We actually started a little bit early, too, compared to the rest of the rounds. Like, this was supposed to start at 8, but we've gone for a good 10-15 minutes now.
Yeah, something like that.
So, what is up, Wind Mage, by the way? How you doing, my dude? So we got, all right. So I gotta say, I'm feeling that Please Don't Hack Me is in a pretty commanding position now that he has both Nautilus in hand.
Okay, so I looked at Please Don't Hack Me's hand, like, I want to say 30 seconds ago, and I could have sworn there were no Nautilus in that hand. And then I looked back, and he's got 2 of them.
Yeah, he top decked the 2 following turns, right? So
gotcha.
He's 1 turn off, but, Wow, I'm surprised. Why did he? Oh, he's all right. So he's jettisoning before he plays the Nautilus. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Any sea monsters that you hit, you get a shuffle back in, and you don't want to play it after the Nautilus comes down, so you get it. And because it was a spell mana, it doesn't prevent him from playing an Abyssal Eye this turn. And I want to say that Please Don't Hack Me is too healthy for Sudrakon to get back into this game, really.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And like he's gonna get so much value out of Please Don't Hack Me's cards are gonna get far more value than Sudrakon's right now, and Sudrakon's just gonna run out of steam in the next turn or 2.
Yeah, like for 1 mana, he gets down 13 stats worth of units.
Oh yeah.
And even though the scout attacks do get to come out to kind of pull Nautilus to the side because he's vulnerable to, or will be vulnerable next turn, pretty likely. You just don't have the capabilities to stop this Nautilus from just pushing out a bunch of sea monsters every time you stop to take a breath. You don't have an answer for this Devourer of the Depths. Nautilus's Riptide is in hand.
Oh yeah, Wind Mage, you've been helping out with the tournament today, huh? I totally forgot about that. Well, thank you for your service, good sir. We appreciate it. Always appreciate it. I helped out with Jamfest a couple weeks ago from the tournament organizer side, and God, who doesn't like data entering all the deck lists? Who doesn't like that job? All right, so yeah, and this is exactly what I'm talking about here. Like all of his cards just seem so much worse than Please Don't Hack Me's cards now. Like everything is Please Don't Hack Me's cards are just like they're just much better than Sudrakon's. They're just better cards.
It's funny because they even have some of the same cards, but Sudrakon has a 7 mana treasure hoarder, whereas Please Don't Hack Me has a 3 mana one. Yeah. That's gonna be even bigger.
Yeah, this treasure hoarder is really the only thing. So I think are we entering limbo already?
I think we're pretty close to limbo if we're not there already.
Because I just see this treasure hoarder as like it's just delaying the inevitable. Like, sure, now it's going to be able to block something. Like, it's.
I'm trying to think if Sudrakon draws the treasure that creates 5 0-cost cards, are there any 5 0-cost? Can he even get out of this situation with 5 0-cost cards?
He would have to have 5 damn good 0-cost cards. Like, can we get a Ruination? Like,
yeah, I've seen it happen before with something like Amina Swiftfoot.
Yep. Amina Swiftfoot. Oh wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, like it has to be something pretty close to exactly that.
Wow. So actually, back to Windmage, because he just put hundreds of decks to convert from deck codes to links. Took several hours. So I will say, okay, this is the first time that this happened, and I did notice it, and I'm glad that you brought this up, Windmage. So I know I'm not crazy. I thought to myself when I saw this tournament start, I was like, wait a second, how are all of these decks in the same exact deck platform on Mobalytics and not like half and half or some deck codes, some links, some on decks Runeterra? And it is because Windmage, in fact, input all of the hundreds of decks from codes to links. So everybody thank Windmage for doing that, because it helps not only us but basically everybody. Just such easier access to information, and it just makes the tournament go much more smoothly. I'm able to pull up decks a lot faster today thanks to that personally. So.
Oh, absolutely. I cannot thank you enough for that, Windmage. This has been a massive help.
Oh, yeah. So,
all right, but we do see, it looks like we were in limbo. Please don't hack me. Picks that one up. Moving ahead 1-0. Going to be switching over to the Ash Sejuani.
So there was no 0-cost Ruination, huh?
Nope, nothing like that. It was a quick surrender after the top deck.
We tried.
It always feels really weird talking about, like, okay, yeah, he can come back into this match if this one very specific thing happens that involves creating a random treasure that then randomly creates 5 cards. Like, listen, that doesn't happen.
That's what we have to do as casters, okay? We have to find that one out and think of it, all right? And then make it, and then will it into existence.
All right, so we've got Karina Veraza versus the Frostbite Control. I was gonna ask you who you thought was favored, but looking at Sudrakon's hand, we're like halfway to limbo.
Oh my god! So, okay, and so the Elise certainly helps, but God, that's a really feels bad hand. So, all right, here's my argument though. He has a Rekindler. And he also has, like, multiple Vi's. So he's going to have Vi's on board for days, right?
Yeah, I think that without any early aggression coming out of Sudrakon here, and we see... Oh, man. So there's a Vile Feast in Sudrakon's hand to line up perfectly for the Trifarian Glory Seeker in Please Don't Hack Me's hand. And I think if this Glory Seeker could come down and actually get off multiple hits before the Vi's came down, that could push Please Don't Hack Me through to the win. But honestly, his start's been a little bit too slow to really combat the Vi's, but these Vi's are going to be weak because Sudrakon hasn't really been able to play that many cards yet.
Well, what are they? They should be at 4 now, right?
Yeah, I think they're at 4, which should be enough to push through most things. And
yeah, like it's enough to challenge the Ash that should be coming down in a second from Please Don't Hack Me. I just did the same thing that you did. Yeah, so I honestly. Still, all right, yeah. So now with these draws, I think he's in good shape.
Okay, I think we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, he has officially stabilized.
Yeah, and I actually really like... Actually, I don't know how I feel about this Rekindler, to be honest. A lot of people don't bother to stop the Vi upgrade because she's getting so much value anyway. It's pretty unlikely that you're going to win with the upgraded Vi, but if you can Rekindler an upgraded Vi, that is vastly different from Rekindling an unupgraded Vi.
Yeah, it really is. Because that's usually the turn that happens is going to be very unexpected from your opponent, or it's somewhat expected because obviously you know your opponent's playing 3 Rekindler, but it's less expected than just plopping down a Vi and then dealing with it. And you'll probably get, if it's a leveled Vi, you'll probably get that 5 damage off, which in this sort of matchup could be pretty crucial.
Yeah, and something that I'm thinking about actually, I haven't actually seen Rekindler played with Vi before, but I would have to think that an upgraded Elise will take precedence over a non-upgraded Vi.
An upgraded Elise?
Yeah, it should have 4 attack, and an unupgraded Vi should only have 2 attack.
Uh-oh, yeah. So, all right, yes. So I think that's correct for the same reason that it doesn't pull like a They Who Endure.
Yeah,
Or not Rekindler, but the other.
but Callista.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're right. Although I don't know, man, the way that Vi interacts, like, there's been so many bugs with Vi since her release.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious. I know Rekindler's been a buggy card himself over the past, so
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens here if that does end up happening. So he almost has to get this Vi leveled up for these Rekindlers to really do anything of, like, just good for his matchup right now.
Yeah, and I think with this Hearthguard, we might actually see every unit that Please Don't Hack Me plays for a while trading with the Vise, and that's really not good for the Vi. Especially because these Rekindler Vise are just going to be 2/5s.
Oh, wait. Wait, no. Rekindler is the strongest unit, right?
The strongest champion, yeah.
The strongest champion. So, no. So it would still get the pre-leveled Vi, right?
No, because leveled Elise has 4 attack, right?
Oh, a leveled Elise. Did he level up his Elise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And
It's still pulled over an unleveled one, but he is running Brood Awakening, so he does have the capabilities to level the Elise.
oh, okay. JG Please Don't Hack Me won game 1. This is currently game 2.
But for the most part, it looks like Sudrakon's going to be able to get... Okay, I was going to say it looks like he's going to be able to kill more than one unit with all of his Vise, but then we do see one challenged out by a 6/1 Glory Seeker.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
When I saw 5 Vise in Sudrakon's hand, I was like, okay, yeah, as long as we hit turn 5, I don't think he can lose, but these are the least valuable Vise I have seen thus far in my Legends of Runeterra career.
Well, and that's because, like, Please Don't Hack Me's deck, his breakpoint for attack is a lot higher. So these Vise, they're not killing 3/3s or anything like that. They're going up against 5 attack, 6 attack units, like, consistently.
Yeah, and we are going to see this one actually get to kill a 5 attack unit finally, but with the Hearthguard fired off, I don't think there's a whole lot left, and a whole lot of those left in Please Don't Hack Me's deck. Gonna have a lot of 6 attack units coming out from here on out.
Yeah, and then yeah. So we were right about the 2 attack Vi. So that's a thing. And yeah, I gotta agree with you there. These are definitely the least valuable Vise that I have ever seen. But what I will say is that even though these Vise seem to be getting very little value and trading very quickly, the Please Don't Hack Me's deck is seeming to fall behind a little bit as far as like card value is concerned. And playing another Rekindler is going to do exactly that. It's going to put Sudrakon a little bit further ahead yet again in field presence and card advantage.
Yeah, Please Don't Hack Me sitting on the 2 Trifarian Assessors, but because I don't think either of them were buffed up by a Hearthguard, he's really not going to be drawing that many cards with them. But he doesn't feel like he can afford to just kind of stall out as Sudrakon does just continue to run out the Vi train.
So I think he's considering playing the Brood Awakening right now. I mean, he's going to be attacking on the following turn. The problem is, what is this Vi in hand at? Do we know for attack?
I want to say 7, maybe 8. I'm a little worried that Sudrakon is going to fire off Brood Awakening Elise, which would make this Rekindler a lot less valuable.
Well, it would, but we do have the Vi that could level up pretty soon if he does that. Yeah, it's at 8. So if he plays the Elise with the Brood Awakening, the Vi could be played and then leveled.
That is true.
And seeing Please Don't Hack Me's hand too. He doesn't really have anything to
Ooh.
Okay, so that sucks.
Yeah. Please Don't Hack Me is actually still playing extremely patiently with his Avaros and Hearthguard. Or with his Trifarian Assessors, rather, waiting to get 2 draws off of them, but I don't think it's going to work out with his Vi coming down.
No. So this is actually, but he does have Harsh Winds, but it's going to be a really crappy Harsh Winds just because it's only, 1 unit on the field.
Yeah, I don't think you ever find good Harsh Winds against Karina Viraza.
Well, unless he plays his Brood Awakening. He's thinking the Thermo Beam. This is honestly probably one of the better Thermo Beams he's going to see. I don't know what else you're saving the Thermo Beam for, right? Like, this is probably maybe a Sejuani or an Ash. Probably Sejuani.
Probably. The thing that's strange to me is that this is Sudrakon's last Vi. The 2 Vis have already been run out. The 2 Rekindlers have already been run out.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, wait, he's playing 3 Rekindlers, right?
It looked like 2 to me. It might be 3. I thought it was only 2, but I could be wrong on that. The number's a little small for me.
So yeah, it looks like he's playing 3 rekindlers.
So he does have 1 left.
Okay, I am curious to see if he does end up harsh winding. Like that's good value for Sudrakon and getting a harsh winds out and not really. I mean, and he doesn't lose the Vi yet, but it does put the Vi very, very low, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I think if you can't level this Vi, then your 3rd Rekindler is pretty unimpactful.
Oh yeah.
But as soon as we see Sudrakon pick up something like a Commander Ladros, I think this game swings very heavily into his favor.
Yeah, 100%. And right now, I mean, we can see in Please Don't Hack Me's hand, he does not have anything to kill this Vi this turn, or we'll see what his draw is for next turn. So the Vi might still get a strike for 10 off. If she dies, she still levels or no?
I want to say no.
Yeah, I want to say no too. So I don't know how you ever level this Vi now. This is going to be this is a very interesting game right now.
Yeah, debating between the Vengeance and the Brood Awakening. The Vengeance does prevent the 2nd Assessor from getting as much value, but the Brood Awakening makes more sense. I think the Vengeance would be better, but that's a pretty tight read on the side of Sudrakon, and we do see the punish for it, getting 2 more cards.
Yeah, that feels bad. I mean, he will be able to level the Elise, which at this point you have to, because this Vi is never going to be leveling up now.
Yeah, but we do see a Culling Strike in Please Don't Hack Me's hand, and I'm curious to see if he's going to prevent the Elise level up or take out the Vi.
Huh. I feel like you ignore the Vi at this point, no?
I don't think the Elise actually gets a lot done if she levels. Everything on your board is pretty healthy and can block her out. You have plenty of fearsome blockers. Your opponent gets to soften up your board, but they have so few cards in hand. It would be disastrous if you let this level. Sudrakon gets to soften up the board and then drops down something like a Karina Varaza. But outside of that, I think taking care of the Vi is pretty impactful.
Yeah, and this Elise, even Jam put in chat too. So since Please Don't Hack Me swinging, the Elise isn't going to level anyways.
I think I kind of like that. If you do still have 1 Rekindler in the deck, I think you'd rather get a Vi than an upgraded Elise off of it at this point.
Yeah, so do you consider just blocking with the Elise to just axe it to get the better? I mean, it's not gonna level. I don't really actually think it matters in this scenario. And to be honest with you, with Please Don't Hack Me, with how many units he actually has on the board right now, I'm hard pressed to think of anything that Sudrakon can draw to really come back. A really high roll Karina would probably get him back, and I think that's why he's trying to separate out this damage right now to be able to kill as much as he can. I would honestly block with the Elise so that if I top deck a Karina, I can field wipe.
I'm actually pretty sure there's a very good chance that Karina would hit 5 because we've already seen all 3 Vi, 2 copies of Elise, 2 of the Rekindlers. There's really not a whole lot of units left in Sudrakon's deck.
You might actually be right.
And I think it's actually it's been a long time since I've seen a 5-hit Karina, but it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible at all. I mean, I still... All right, if you know, and I think... All right, well, there's the Rekindler. I mean, all right, so this will allow him to remove something from the field. Probably the Assessor there, so the Vi still lives.
Yeah, that seems pretty likely.
But this is...
Please Don't Hack Me's hand is really good for this, though. Wouldn't it be... So the Elixir of Iron here, how do you feel about that? Because there are still 3 Grasp of the Undying in the deck of Sudrakon and a couple of gotchas. Like, you can still get value out of this Elixir of Iron.
Yeah, you definitely can. So are you thinking...
I'm thinking you don't fire it off here.
No, I don't think you do either. And then it's going to be his attack turn next anyways. He's going to have the Sejuani to be able to pull anything he wants. Like, I think at this point, Please Don't Hack Me is in such a commanding position. All right, he does top deck the Karina, though.
Okay, that's the one thing that we were kind of waiting for was...
Yep.
It's kind of weird to me how often Sudrakon has been drawing units. Like, there are a lot of bad top decks for him right now. Like, there's a lot of, like, Static Shocks, Mystic Shots, Gotchas, Withering Wail. There's a lot of bad top decks, but he's continuing to find unit after unit.
Can he block? So he can... Oh, no, the Overwhelm would kill him. So he has to... I think he plays Vengeance here and then blocks and then plays Karina next turn. because then you could probably get an open attack with the Corinna, depending on if your opponent has any units, and then play Atrocity. Now, we know there's the Yeti in Please Don't Hack Me's hand, but I think that's really the only play you can do, right? Then you block the Avarosian and the Sejuani to do some additional damage.
Okay, here's the question. What do you Elixir of Iron?
Nothing, apparently.
Oh, yeah, nothing. Okay, so you're not even gonna...
That is the 5. So...
Yeah, that was actually pretty likely, I think.
Yeah. Now, okay, so I guess it doesn't matter at that point whether or not you play, or what order you play it in. If he knows that statistically he's probably going to get 5.
Yeah.
Feels bad that the Yeti wasn't played already, but, you know.
I was just kind of wondering if he was going to go for the save on the Hearthguard, or maybe be like, there's a good chance he only hits 4. I can throw this down onto the Avarosian Trapper, but instead, Please Don't Hack Me just lets it go.
This game, I'll say, is very swingy. Like, it keeps seeming like one person's in control, and then it very quickly swings back the other way, so that the other person is just once again in control. He needs a Ladros. Like, Sudrakon absolutely needs a Ladros at this point. He just doesn't have enough to do any damage to Please Don't Hack Me to actually win the game. He's just literally flailing here, trying to stay alive.
Yeah, this Mystic Shot is what I was talking about. There's still a lot of bad draws in Sudrakon's deck. I feel like he's gone through pretty much every good card in his deck so far, except for Commander Ledros. And it's about time we see him get punished for it.
So now, he knows that there's Elixir of Iron in the deck. So do you actually just go for this Mystic Shot anyways, or do you do it on the Yeti and try to... I don't know. I'm thinking maybe then pull it in with the Vi.
I think you're throwing the Mystic Shot out to see if there is a Mystic Shot, and then you can challenge the Sejuani with the Vi, since that is the most likely thing to kill you.
Yeah. And, oh my god, what's going to be so bad... Alright, well, it's actually not going to be so bad, right? So he's going to have a Harsh Winds in hand.
Right.
But Sudrakon still has enough mana for the Vengeance. So in all honesty... I think this is where the game swings, and it's going to be very hard for Please Don't Hack Me to get back in this unless he drop. I mean, he could top like a... Oof.
There's a lot of bad draws in his deck as well. Brittle Steel, Flash Freeze.
What does he draw? That maybe a Babbling Bjerg would be decent.
I think Babbling Bjerg's probably his best top deck.
A Babbling Bjerg into... Sejuani's base attack is 4?
5?
Or is it 5? Or even, it's probably buffed by the Hearthguard. Didn't he play a Hearthguard already, too?
Yeah, so it will be a 6 attack Sejuani.
So a Babbling Bjerg into a Sejuani is probably the best possible outcome for Please Don't Hack Me.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious how this turn plays out, where the block goes, where the Harsh Winds goes. If we do... Okay, never mind. It's a little less impactful because he didn't actually go for the Rekindler attack.
So what do you Vengeance here? I guess, yeah, you've used Vengeance to Sejuani. So that's...
Yeah, I think you want to protect the Vi.
Well, plus his Corinna's not even dying, so this is like the best possible outcome for Sudrakon. And yeah, wow, I think it has finally swung back in a direction that Sudrakon will be the winner here. There's really not anything like, watch, I'm gonna eat my words and he's gonna top Babbling Bjerg into a Sejuani, guaranteed. What did he get? Nope, he got Aversion. All right.
That's not
it's
terrible,
not bad.
Especially God. All right, so that's all 3 copies of Elise, all 3 copies of Vi, all 3 Rekindler, and a Karina Varaza, and that's what it takes for Sudrakon to win this match, which is not what I expected.
No, this is not your typical this is not your typical Karina control game at all. This is the weirdest Karina control game I've ever seen.
Yeah, usually I'm used to trying to figure out Ladros math and if you can play it this turn or if you have to wait on it and play something else. But this game has been absolutely nothing like that. And I think Sudrakon can push for lethal here, challenging out the Hearthguard with the Vi and then atrocitying it at the face. And I'm pretty sure that's lethal.
Yeah, and I think that's lethal no matter what possible card Please Don't Hack Me has in his hand. Even Culling Strike, none of that stuff. Or actually, if he had responded with... If he had a Reckoning. If he had drawn a Reckoning
he would
have gotten... Well, he would have gotten wrecked.
Yeah, actually, because the atrocity would have killed the Hearthguard.
Yeah, so... Wow. So that's actually risky, because I don't think we've seen any Reckonings be played by Please Don't Hack Me, right?
Right.
Wow. So I have actually... if I were in that position and I thought it through... I don't think I would have so willy-nilly went for the Brute Awakening there, because Reckoning would have completely punished you and actually swung it back again in Please Don't Hack Me's favor.
No, because the atrocity could be used then to kill the Hearthguard, and then you don't control a 5-attack unit for the.
I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Never mind. Okay, yep, 100%. And yeah, I think he did play one Reckoning earlier, so that would have only put him on one other Reckoning.
Oh yeah, he used it to kill a Rekindler and a Vi.
Yep. Yeah, so that, yeah. Then the atrocity, would that still have been game? The atrocity would have killed the Hearthguard, and then how much damage?
I don't think it would have been lethal.
Okay.
Or maybe it would have.
But
I don't remember the exact math, but I'm pretty sure at that point you're out of cards. You're in top deck mode. If it's not Babbling Beard, I'm pretty sure you just lose on the spot. And even if it is, you're not in a great spot.
He would have just delayed it one more turn, if anything.
Yeah, because there's no like board wipes or anything like that coming out, and they are pretty. The Ash Frostbite decks are pretty dependent upon holding on to the board in order to maintain card advantage through Trifarian Assessor. And we had already seen 2 copies of the card be played. Very unfortunate that they weren't buffed up by the Hearthguard, so they didn't get more draws. But that was definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, I have never seen a Corinna deck like win like that. It was just such an awkward, weird game, and like I said, it was swinging very frequently back and forth, which was very weird.
But I think this might be one of the first times that we actually see Please Don't Hack Me's Frostbite control deck in a matchup where the Frostbite feels impactful.
Yeah, you might be right. The Frostbite actually really does a lot of damage to this aggressive Bilgewater deck here.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons we've seen Freljord kind of pop back up lately is because Brittle Steel is just one of the best answers to a Grizzled Ranger. Just 1 mana, and it doesn't get to deal any damage this turn. It's still a -1, but 1 mana to save 8 life is a lot.
And here's the great Shell Shocker coming out early from Sudrakon, still questioning that card just a little
Yeah,
bit.
see, if that was an Omen Hawk, that'd be a 4/4 Allegiant Yordle Grifter, you know.
You're not lying.
If this spell mana comes... Actually, the spell mana is a little... No, it's not relevant this turn. It could come up later, though. I will give him that much.
And I just feel like I've been seeing so many of these Jagged Butchers get played today that are not 3/3s.
Yeah, I almost forgot that the card had an ability.
Like, oh god. And all right, listen, what is your thought on Bark Beast?
I like it a lot in very narrow decks that I don't like at all, if that makes sense.
All right, so what are your thoughts? What's better, Bark Beast or Jagged Butcher?
I think Bark Beast.
Why?
I think 3/3 is really good, and because of the way that you get to line up attacks, it's a little bit trickier. Especially because there are like challenges. Like if you play a Bark Beast down next to like a Maokai or something, then it is guaranteed to be a 3/3. And I think that that's just something you can consistently take people by surprise with by just beating out these 2/2s. And if Jagged Butcher's like the only 1-drop in your deck, it doesn't do a lot. If Bark Beast is the only 1-drop in your deck, I think it gets a lot more value. But I don't know why Cythria of Cloudfield's elite tag is being compared to a +1/+1 buff again.
Yeah, well, we could go into that again. The whole elite. I think they're severely overvaluing elite in this game. But
yeah, which I understand because Battlesmith was how Bannerman came to be, but we've moved so far away from that so quickly. I think they need to reevaluate that.
Wait, Battlesmith? What is that again?
That was the.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. I have not seen that card played, I think, since like the game was in like the first stages of beta.
Yeah, it got offered up to me in an expedition. I was like, the hell is this?
This is a card? All right, so he's got the Misfortune, and again with this, I'm curious to see if he can get this Razor Scale Hunter to really give him any significant value in this matchup, especially against such a mid-rangey control. Wow, that sounds counterintuitive. Mid-rangey control. Mid-rangey... higher attack, higher health unit deck that Please Don't Hack Me is playing currently.
Potentially. I actually find it pretty funny that Sudrakon stole this Culling Strike since it feels really useless for him.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot of targets for that in Please Don't Hack Me's deck.
No. You're looking at, let's see, Omen Hawk feels bad. Iceveil Archer even feels bad. Avarosian Sentry feels bad. So, Avarosian Trapper's probably the best possible target for it. And Babbling Beard.
I just realized how much value this Yordle Grifter actually created because these Babbling Bergs can only hit Riptide Rex.
Oh,
And
wow.
it did also create the warning shot to enable it.
Wow, that is wow, a Yordle Grifter that gets you a warning shot and a Riptide Rex. Can wow. That if only that was a card. That is pretty damn good. I'm curious to see if we just see a lot of Riptide Rexes as what gets Sudrakon to really take control of this field here and get him back into the game.
Yeah, Riptide Rex is really the one thing that Please Don't Hack Me is going to struggle with immensely. He's a board-centric deck, but the health on his units doesn't line up that poorly against Riptide Rex. They are all mostly even health.
Yeah.
So it's going to rip through a lot of the board.
I see what you did there. It's gonna rip through. Oh man, I thought we were gonna go all day with no puns, and you ruined it.
I didn't. I'm normally not like this. I swear.
What's come over me?
You get down to the top cut and you realize you just kind of feel like there hasn't been any puns all day, and you're like, yeah, someone's got to do it. It might as well be me.
Listen, not for nothing. I think Riot's dev team literally created this game and said, how can we make all these cards have a pun associated with them when people are casting this game? Because this is the most, I literally have had the easiest time finding puns in this game that I don't even try to find.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a punny person, and then they just come out on accident.
Oh my god. Here it goes, and so it begins.
I want it to end.
Jesus.
I want to close the floodgates.
So the hired gun right now feels like it's getting a ton of good value versus this Glory Seeker. This is a very good trade. You love to see that.
Yeah, I think Please Don't Hack Me was really considering whether or not he wanted to Brutal Steel. And the one concern that I do have for Sudrakon is until this Riptide Rex comes out, this Ash is going to be extremely threatening.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And because Please Don't Hack Me has the attack on 8, you don't even have... Oh, excuse me. Especially now that the Riptide Rex is like, you know it's there. Like, you know that there is Warning Shot Riptide Rex in your opponent's hand. You know that Please Don't Hack Me is going to open attack on 8.
Yeah, and it kind of stinks that all that is known. So Sudrakon, yeah, sure, you can get 2 Riptide Rexes now, but it just feels really bad that it's your opponent just knows exactly what you're going to do now for the next couple of turns.
Yeah, meanwhile, actually looking at the hand of Please Don't Hack Me, I don't think he really has the tools to punish it, though.
Not at all. I don't think so. This Culling Strike in Sudrakon's hand is useless. The Culling Strike in Please Don't Hack Me's hand, honestly, once the Riptides hit the field, is probably going to be almost as useless.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Actually, with the Sejuani out, I'm trying to think if Please Don't Hack Me can actually get to a point where his board can reasonably survive the Riptide Rex.
Yep.
It'll be impossible. The bad part is that there is going to be a second Riptide Rex, and with Parlay and Make It Rain in hand, Sudrakon does have a guarantee that those are going to go off as well.
Yeah, I want to see the resolution of this Riptide because, not for nothing, we have had quite... Oh, and that's exactly why he's playing that Averosian Hearth card. That's going to suck up a lot of the Riptide Rex cannon barrages next turn.
Oh, okay. So this actually changes things a bit, I think, because Glory Seeker is the other card you can get down this turn. And then on turn 8, do you want to go for the open attacks and then let your opponent rip through your board with the Rex? Or do you want to play this Trifarian Assessor and draw 4 cards?
Ooh. I'm going to say probably play the Trifarian Assessor and draw 4 cards. Because then the RNG of the Riptide Rex probably won't fully clear. He does have the Make It Rain to follow up on another turn. But I think you just get so much value out of the Trifarian Assessor that you can't pass that up.
Yeah, I'm definitely of the same line of thinking. Like, it makes you a little bit, more vulnerable, but the Ash still gets to freeze out the Riptide Rex, and it's possible that if Sudrakon low rolls the RNG, which I think we've seen him do before with the Make It Rains, that could just be the end of the game. This is a little scary, actually. Because Warning Shot basically puts him at 5 and Parlay basically puts him at 4, this Riptide Rex could actually kill him.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why Please Don't Hack Me took that attack like that. I would have blocked maybe with at least an Omen Hawk, no?
Yeah.
Because Misfortune, yeah, sure, it's going to kill it, but it still takes the block up. So that's really confusing why he didn't block something there. And you're right. I mean, even with the Riptide Rex, right? Like if it like technically Riptide could RNG all of its targets onto one thing, right?
Yeah.
So
even if it doesn't, I think the second one is almost certainly going to kill enough of the board to kill you.
yeah. Oh yeah. And so maybe Please Don't Hack Me's thinking, okay, I can win the game on the following turn. Like on his next attack token, okay, I can just open attack with everything and win.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can either, especially now that he's parlaying this Glory Seeker and doing an additional damage. So like these Riptide Rexes are 100% going to rip through his field.
No, he can. No, I think he wins because he has the Brittle Steels. Oh no. Okay, so if you had Brittle Steeled both of the just 2 units and then attack with Ash, if she levels, I'm pretty sure that's lethal because you're pushing through 17 damage with the Hearthguard, the Ash, and the Sejuani.
Yeah, because then they can't block. So, wait, no. So, yeah, but he just screwed that up because now he can play Warning Shot and then Riptide right now.
Yeah, that's why I was so concerned once he actually threw down the Assessor. That's only if Ash is currently at 2 out of 5. Which I would have to assume that she is since there's a Sejuani on board. And Ash has attacked before. Yeah, Ash definitely would have leveled off double Brittle Steel.
Wait, yeah, because once she attacked, oh my god, yeah, I think he just threw that. I think you're 100% right, and I wasn't even thinking of that originally. Let's see, hold on. It would have Brittled Steel 3. He would have had 1 blocker.
He wouldn't have had any because it's 2 Brittle Steels.
Oh no, and then Ash's attack. So that's 6.
Yeah.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, oh wait, no, he had exact game. It wouldn't have mattered. No, he had Make It Rain. The Ash.
No, because the Ash goes up to 7 attack when she levels.
No, so that's still 1. So that's the 1 extra that he needed. So
yeah.
And the Make It Rain. I'm trying to think. Is there any other ways that he could have killed? He had a. Culling.
Oh no, he has Fury of the North, so he actually could have gotten a blocker.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
No, but there's a. Oh no, the Harsh Winds was drawn off of the Assessor. Okay.
we're so deep into like this total other game that didn't even happen that we're like, no. He could have won. No. He didn't win. So this okay, the RNG gods can't possibly screw this one up.
Oh.
the RNG gods actually can't screw this one up. No matter what, he kills a big unit. So.
I think Sudrakon doesn't want to play Make It Rain if he doesn't have to, because if he could save that for next turn and hits face, then I don't think there's anything that stops the second Riptide Rex from being lethal.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And what Maniac Oak in chat said, this Make It Rain Monka S. Yeah, this is
the Make It Rain hit face 3 times.
Yeah, if that were possible, oh my god, that would not be fun at all. I think this will actually be the first Make It Rain that we just all day know that no matter what the outcome, it will succeed. It actually does not matter. And it was almost the worst outcome possible right there. And it still doesn't matter.
And we know that Please Don't Hack Me is going to draw Enchanted Crystal Arrow for turn.
But he does not have the attack, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And he's still like, with that crap result of Make It Rain compared to what it could have done, he still pushes through a lot of damage, but it's just not going to be enough.
I think the open attack might actually save Please Don't Hack Me here because he has Harsh Winds, there's actually no way to push through the Plunder and turn on the Riptide Rex.
Oh yeah, he has 2. No. Yeah.
Well, okay, now we can Fury of the North, the unit that got Frostbitten. I kind of wanted to see like double blocks and then the Calling Strike come down onto the 3/3. And that would have done it, because then they Fury the North in response, and then you go for the Harsh Winds. But
no,
this is just lethal.
Yeah, this is just, and I don't think there's anything 3 cost that will actually affect. Yeah, wow. Talk about JG drop the Gator. Oh my god. What a game. That was interesting at the end. We really got into like a black hole of what ifs there towards the end.
What a series even. The Karina game, Jesus.
That was insane, man. That was a very good game. And honestly, the top 8 that we did just before that was equally as good. So good to
for sure.
Good to see some like just straight up quality gameplay with all these top 16 games right now.
Oh, I've been sitting in the dark this whole time. It wasn't until I saw my face cam I was like, oh, just sitting in the
It's all right. Nobody saw you before. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just don't tell anybody. It's okay. So awesome game. Awesome game. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong thing. Awesome day in general of casting. Definitely have had an awesome time with you, man. So you want to give any shout outs or anything that you got before we hand everybody on over to the finals?
Yeah, shout out to me for being a smooth genius here. And shout out to you, shit just works for bringing me on and casting with me today. I've had an absolute blast with you, my man.
Yeah, no worries. I've had a blast too. It's definitely been a fun time. Love chatting it up with you about, God, I can't wait for tomorrow's nerfs and buffs and whatever.
Expect some Discord messages when those patch notes drop from me.
Oh yeah, dude, you know it. And so real quick, everybody, just letting you guys know the finals will be, actually, I have the standings up right here. So the finals are going to be, please don't hack me, just one, right? I'm watching these games and I'm like not even registering sometimes after the game. I'm like, wait, I've just seen so many card games today.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Sudrakon versus Pascal MTG.
Yes. Does that stand for Magic the Gathering by any chance? I don't know.
Well, there's a G before the MTG, so normally when I see MTG, I think Magic the Gathering. There was a church in my town that used to use it to symbolize meeting.
Uh-oh.
Because I was like, I'm pretty sure there's not like a magic event at this church in my town.